faces of athletes from around the world who have appeared on ABC's Wide World of Sports. They've been a temporary part of our family on Saturday afternoons.
And down the stretch they come. Here's the base of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer.
100%. I'm ready to go.
Was there anything more bizarre or any athlete more courageous than Evel Knievel? Or tougher than the brave A.J. Foyt?
A.J. Foyt will win the Indianapolis 500.
Peggy Fleming was beauty and grace personified. Kurt Thomas was all aggressiveness as he became America's first male gymnastics world champion. Julie Moss in the Ironman was the event's Iron Woman. The Harlem Globetrotters never won a championship, but they won the world with their antics. Cody Webster made Little League history, and Muhammad Ali didn't wait for praise. He grabbed it.
That I'm the greatest fighter of all time.
Join us for the best of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
230.103 miles an hour.
Also today, the Indy 500 time trials. Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport. The thrill of victory. And the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports. Hello, I'm Jim McKay. For more than 32 years, ABC's Wide World of Sports has taken you on the longest journey in sports history. But the athletes, not the journey, have represented the most fascinating aspect of our program. This spring, in a national poll conducted through USA Today, we gave you the opportunity to pick your 3 favorites from a list of what we considered our top 10. Frank Gifford and I will bring you the results today, and they make up a remarkable hour and a half of television. Now, not all of the athletes have been human. 4 years ago, the greatest horse race I've ever seen took place right here at Old Pimlico Racecourse in Baltimore. Sunday Silence had won the Kentucky Derby, but his old rival Easy Goer was back for another try at him. And what a try it was. Listen to the cheers as they come down the stretch. They were not so much for one horse or the other as they were for the sight of near perfection in motion. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer defined the word heart as they flew down the stretch.
We're ready to go, all in line. And they're off, and pulverizing quickly jumps to the lead. Houston on the outside in second. Dancel between them third. Northern Wolf on the outside is fourth, and Sunday Silence is right there and now fourth, moving up between horses. Passing the stands for the first time. Northern Wolf takes the lead by a head. Houston with Cordero on the inside, saving ground in second. Pulverizing has dropped back to be third. Then on the outside, it's Sunday Silence fourth. Easy Goer on the outside is fifth at this point, 3.5 lengths off the lead. Larry Snyder with Dancel at the rail is next. Then comes Rock Point, and 3 lengths back to the trailer Hawkster, who is 15 lengths off the leader, who is now Houston as they move on to the backstretch. The first quarter in 23 2/5 seconds. It's fast, but not that fast. Down the backstretch, Houston with Cordero leading the pack by 3 lengths. Northern Wolf is second, and now the Kentucky Derby winner. On the outside, Sunday Silence takes second, and here comes Easy Goer with a quick move on the outside with Pat Day. Going down the backstretch, it's Houston in front by a head. Easy Goer, the favorite, up to challenge. Sunday Silence between horses in tight quarters there. Back into third, Dancel is fourth, Northern Wolf fifth. Rock Point on the outside, sixth. Pulverizing has had it. He's back to seventh, and Hawkster hasn't started to run. Midway on the turn, Dancel on the outside to the front. On the outside, here comes Sunday Silence to challenge. Now they're heads apart. Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela takes the lead at the quarter pole. Easy Goer back into second position. Dancel coming on third in the stretch. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. On the inside, Easy Goer. And down the stretch they come. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. Easy Goer with Pat Day. Back to challenge. Heads apart. Easy Goer on the inside with a slight lead. On the outside, Sunday Silence. The rest of them far back. Here's the finish of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish. Noses apart. I can't tell. But on the outside, Sunday Silence Collins with Pat Valenzuela. He's waving his whip like he thinks he won it. The time, 1:53 and 4/5 seconds. A dramatic photo finish. Either Sunday Silence on the outside, the winner of the Derby, who will try to make it 2 steps to the Triple Crown, or Easy Goer at the rail with Pat Day. What a finish!
Sunday Silence won, but they'll always be remembered as an inseparable unit that day at Pimlico. 2 horses epitomizing what sport is about, giving it your all. We've witnessed great battles in the Ironman triathlon as well. The Ironman is a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and only then a marathon. In 1982, we agonized and watched in wonder as a woman fought on, her energy gone, her mind confused, giving it her all. We watched Julie Moss lead for almost 11 hours, then suffered with her.
It was almost 6:40 p.m. There were 25 yards left to go. So near, so far. On the ground, Julie Moss looked at the finish line from 10 yards away. Diana Nyad waited, expecting to interview the winner. There was one more surprise.
Kathleen McCartney passed Moss only 10 yards from the finish, and to her own surprise, won the Ironman. Victory had eluded Julie Moss, but from deep within herself, she found the strength and courage to finish, long after her body had told her to quit. Whenever we think we can't go on, we remember Julie Moss. Talk about heart. Try playing before a worldwide audience when you're 12 years old.
It's deep. Jason Adara with a great catch. The runner tags and comes in, maybe 2. Here's the play at the plate, out at home.
It has a 214 horsepower, 24-valve V6. It also has more interior room than a Lexus LS 400. Cab forward design gives it a wide track for aggressive handling. It also has dual airbags and computerized traction control. Introducing the Chrysler LHS. The American luxury car is now in the fast lane.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor. He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta. He said it was indigestion, and his kind of indigestion needed strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Also available in tablets and new gel caps.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex. Killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
Red Devil Enamel. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary paints, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil Enamel, for the finish of a lifetime.
ABC's Wide World of Sports is brought to you by the Chrysler Corporation. In the car business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way. By Pert Plus Shampoo and Conditioner. Great hair, no fuss. And by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
In a small Pennsylvania city, there's a real-life field of dreams. A field where kids from around the world experience the ultimate dream, to play in a true World Series. It's in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series. It's been played in the place where it began since before there was television, through the black and white years, until the super technology world of today. But the kids are always the same. Thousands upon thousands of 11 and 12-year-old players have taken their first swings and thrown their first balls, hoping their season would end in Williamsport. And they still do. Some Little Leaguers have gone on to the big leagues and played until retirement. Others have become doctors and mechanics, judges and carpenters. And all share that memory, the year they made it to Williamsport. The boys from Taiwan had owned this field of dreams for 14 consecutive years when they arrived for the 1982 Little League World Series, and no one expected their dynasty to be overthrown. But Cody Webster and his teammates from Kirkland, Washington had a dream of their own. It became more than a dream when Kirkland batted in the 4th inning. Oh, he's got himself a hit between the fielders, up against the fence. Rounding first, headed for second, the throw here, and he's safe. The batter, Moose Adams. The Moose hits one into right field. It's at least one, maybe two. No, they're holding the runner at third. One run in, the base is still loaded. Kirkland, Washington leads 2-0 over Taiwan. No, he's got one into right field. Another spin to the right. Another run is in. It's 3-0, and they pick the man off second. Oh, boy. Well, there is no joy in Futsu City right now. The manager on the right, the coach on the left of the Taiwanese team. Very unhappy. Their lads trailing by 4-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. And it isn't Lake Placid, but the chant is familiar, and so's the feeling. Forget about that. Wow, by Little League standards, that's definitely a tape measure job.
Jim, that's one of the longest home runs I've ever seen hit. There's his father standing along with the crowd, just cheering.
The final inning, Kirkland leading 6-0. Cody Webster, the boy of the moment. Strike two. One strike to go, and there'll be a hot time in the city of Seattle and the suburb of Kirkland tonight.
I think you're going to see that curveball that Cody Webster has used so effectively today. I think they're one curveball away from a world championship.
That's it, it's all over. The biggest upset in the history of Little League, Kirkland, Washington, defeating the boys from Taiwan. The drama of 1982 was replayed in 1989, but this time the team of destiny came not from Kirkland, Washington, but from Trumbull, Connecticut. The American team entered the championship game as a decided underdog. Once again, the star would be the American pitcher, Trumbull's Chris Drury. He was also the batter in the bottom of the 5th inning, the bases loaded, and Trumbull leading 2-1. The boys from Taiwan, now called Chinese Taipei, weren't finished. They rallied in the top of the 5th inning.
Fly ball left field and deep. McGrath going back. It's off the wall. One run is in.
And then the game's final pitch in the last inning.
Fly ball, deep left field. McGrath is there. It's over. Trumbull wins it.
On that day, Trumbull wasn't in Connecticut, but where the poster said it was, on top of the world.
And the only way they'll get me out of the air is to shoot me out with an anti-aircraft gun, because I am going to go, believe me.
Lucy, are you okay? I think I got whiplash. And a concussion.
Every now and then, life hits you with some very sour notes, and doctor bills can really add up. At MetLife, we do all we can to pay your claim promptly.
Get Met. It pays.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people don't need a Wall Street genius to tell them where to put their money. After all, New Britain's the home of Stanley. And even a modest investment in Stanley tools, painting equipment, doors, and hardware can pay handsome dividends down the road. So before you sink a nickel in municipal bonds or soybean futures, how about a new Stanley garage door?
Dave Johnson, U.S. decathlete.
The trick is knowing what to sweat and what to let go. That's what performance is all about. That's why I like this stuff. It's got performance written all over it. Shampoo and conditioner in one, Pert Plus. It always gives me exactly what I'm after. Hair that looks great without a lot of fuss.
Pert Plus, also in dandruff control.
It's high-flying pins and high-stick skins next Saturday on ABC Sports. First, bowling's best are back for the Fresno Open. Then, Betsy King, Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez, Player of the Year Dottie Mockery, and defending champion Pat Bradley play the JCPenney LPGA Skins Game. It's all next Saturday on ABC Sports.
My name is Evel Knievel. I'm a professional daredevil. I do for a living, you have to have a positive mental attitude. And if that positive mental attitude doesn't work when you make that jump, you have to be man enough to handle the circumstances. In my case, I'm man enough.
Robert Craig Evel Knievel debuted on Wide World of Sports back in 1967. We were actually covering a motorcycle race in Gardena, California, and Evel was jumping cars between races, filling in out in the middle of the track. On that day, he successfully jumped 15 cars, and he never filled in again. As a matter of fact, he headlined in 5 of the 14 highest-rated Wide World of Sports in the show's history. The country at the time, as you will recall, was being torn apart by the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. Evel, with his red, white, and blue cape and his obvious USA #1 mentality, and of course his independent and rebellious nature, had a little something for everyone. It was right here at the Snake River Canyon that Evel met his ultimate challenge. The Snake River Canyon here in Idaho is about a quarter of a mile across and several hundred feet deep. So in 1974, Evel locked himself into his rocket-powered Skycycle and launched himself into folklore history.
The morning has come, the planting's all done, and soon you will kiss the sun. Canyon winds blow, the growing crowd knows that this is the only show. And everyone here is waiting to see the devil without the D. A man with the means to live out his dreams by riding on big machines. And only one jump now set him free, the devil without the D. Hey, I hear him come, look at him run, or look at old Evel fly.
There is now just 1 minute to go.
1 minute and counting.
Stopwatch will go on at 10 seconds. Camera's on at 5. I think Evil asked us all to be silent and wish him well in the last 30 seconds. And so we will all stop talking now. Happy landing, Evil.
Camera. And we're minus 5. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay, Evil, stay with the bird, stay with the bird. It looks like you're going to go into the canyon. Stay in the river. You had a premature shoot. You have a good shoot on you. Come on. Stay with the vehicle. Stay with the vehicle. Put your visor up if you can.
You cannot see it now. There she goes, beneath the rim of the canyon. It's going to crash, obviously, into the river. It is okay, though. She's coming down about 17 feet per second. Slowly going down.
It has just cleared the rocks, thank God. It looks like he is in the water. Robert Craig Knievel appears to have landed in the Snake River.
The family, and we're racing around to them now, is hysterical and in shock, crying. They think Evil may be dead or maybe drowning in the river. Let's quickly see again what happened. Here it is, the rocket ready to go off the pad in a burst of white-hot steam. And there's the chute much too soon.
Evil Knievel is standing in the boat and waving. He is alive and well.
Evil was alive and well and remains so today. His passion is golf. He's off the jumping bikes, out of the rockets, although you get the feeling he'd like to try it again. Earlier this week, we got together on the Snake River launch ramp. You know, Evil, a lot of people wondered before the jump if you were all right.
You know, when I come here and look at this myself, I wonder if I was all right then, too, or what made me do that, or what gave me the idea that I could.
What do you feel when you come back here? This amazing spectacle that took place here nearly 19 years ago.
Well, it's something that was just like, to me now, like a dream. When people have a chance to reflect on things, sometimes hindsight is a lot greater than foresight. And
the detractors, even. Let's go back to them. They said you pulled the chute, that you lost it on the launching pad. We proved that didn't happen, but it's always going to be there. Tell us just as it happened.
Well, I'm glad that it happened the way I did. First of all, if I'd have made it, everybody would have said it was easy. If I'd have missed it and got killed, they'd have said, well, that's the way the Daredevil's supposed to go. And thank God I didn't. You know, the days before that jump were tough days on me and my family. I remember the prayers that I said with my wife and my kids. I remember how I felt when I flew down here that morning to jump the canyon from Montana in that jet. And I really hope that nobody has to say a prayer like I said before I punched that fire button, because when I look out across this canyon, I remember I was sitting in that thing, and I was going to rocket across it at 300 or 400 miles an hour. I landed about 7 feet from the edge of the river, back into this side, and boy, I was mad, I'll tell you. I waited for 7 years to jump across this canyon and ended up with a faulty parachute system.
With the Snake River came the international fame Evil had sought so long, and 9 months later, he set out on a worldwide tour that opened and closed in London's Wembley Stadium.
1967 Caesar Palace, here he goes, and he will go. He's down and he is hurt. Oh my God.
His helmet and stand away until his own people can be there.
Frank, what happened? Hit a little short, I think, pal.
Yeah, just missed it.
That's enough, man. You've proved enough. Let's get the stretcher.
Oh, let me get off the ramp. Please help me walk off the ramp. Frank, take me off. I got you, buddy. Whatever you want. You got it.
I will fill the stadium rise and give that man of the best that you will all do. Let's hear it all around the stadium.
Why did he do it?
I always had a favorite saying. I think it was Teddy Roosevelt that said it. People are much better off that want to take a chance in life, even though they're scarred by failure, than to live in a gray twilight where they know no victory nor defeat because they never had the chance or the guts to try either. And that's kind of how I lived.
Just northwest of Kalispell, Montana, there's a place where you can punch cattle instead of a time clock and discover what horsepower is really about. It's the Hargrave Cattle and Guest Ranch, where you can ride them and rope them like they used to. But if you go, you gotta pull your own weight and pull out your Visa card. Because at Hargrave, they don't take the tin horns and they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
You're gonna grill it so you can hear it, so you can see it, so you can smell it. It's gonna be like the best thing you ever ate in your life. Wait! It's not done. No, it's done.
A1. It's how burgers are done. At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex. Killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
Tonight,
You take good care of my little girl.
nothing was ever good enough for his daughters,
That dude go against your daddy.
including their husbands.
You are a heartless, cold-blooded murderer! I gave you life!
Based on a true story, Robert Urich, Shelley Fabre, Deadly Relations. Tonight, parental discretion is advised.
He would not believe it. We were doing this taste challenge, Coors Extra Gold versus Bud, and this Bud drinker, Charlie, took the challenge.
Nothing beats my Bud!
He did it once, picked Coors Extra Gold. Twice, he picked it again. Then, he did it a third time. He was so shocked.
I'll pay you $100 if we get caught drinking another Bud.
You don't have to pay $100. Just pick up a 6-pack of Extra Gold and get back to real beer.
Darlene, the bartender, wrote up the contract. That night, someone bought him a Bud. He just pushed it away.
Time to paint. Which paint has the colors you want? Which paint smooths on easily, dries quickly, evenly? Which paint lasts? Over a century of experience in every can. Tough, durable, a leader. Which paint? This paint. Pittsburgh Paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less.
Fall River music video for Aerosmith. Details at 6.
These would-be gymnasts hadn't taken their first tentative steps when Kathy Rigby won the first world medal for an American in gymnastics history. And he wasn't even born when Kurt Thomas won the first gold medal in world competition for the U.S. men.
This is the moment for Kurt Thomas and for American gymnastics, perhaps.
In conversations, too, he's told me that he dreamed about this. Now, let's watch his mount. It's the most difficult part of his routine. A 1.5 twisting, 1.5 front somersault. All right.
Okay, beautiful start. Oh, that was so important.
No problem. No problem. Come on, baby. Keep cooking.
Boy, the kind of poise that takes.
Now, there's his strength hold. And his press to a handstand. That's what Andrianov left out of his routine. 3 straight performances. Double back. Boy, he's laying it in. Now watch this as Thomas Flair on the floor.
You think they're paying attention in Terre Haute, Indiana?
Oh. The crowd loves him. Listen to the reaction. My God, Jim, if this kid comes home with a gold medal,
that's what it looks like right now, unless there's a big mistake.
He needs to hit a double twister. That's all he needs. Now nail it. Kurt Thomas! Maybe a gold medal. All right, America, you got him.
Kurt's gold medal was the first for the United States in almost 50 years. In the 32 years we've televised gymnastics on Wide World of Sports, we've seen the constant progression of athletic achievement. Most dramatic has been the rise of the U.S. women to international prominence. Our greatest day came when Kim Zmeskal became America's first world all-around champion.
Kim needs a 9.887. Clarice and David Zmeskal awaiting the performance of the floor exercise as the defending champion Bogan Sky leaves the arena.
Come on, baby.
Pay close attention to all of her landings, and most important, watch that second tumbling pass. It's exciting.
Let's just sit back and watch.
It all began when Kim Zmeskal was 8 years old. She had watched Mary Lou Retton prepare for the 1984 Olympic Games in Bella Caroli's gym in Houston. Later, Bella nurtured Kim's greatest assets, her strength, her power, and mental toughness. And 9 years later, it was a 15-year-old Kim Zmeskal who won the world all-around title and became the idol of a new generation of little girls with big dreams.
Still to come on ABC's Wide World of Sports, from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the world's best drivers continue to race against the clock. It's a live report from the Indianapolis 500 time trials.
It has a 214 horsepower 24-valve V6. It also has more interior room than a Lexus LS 400. Cab forward design gives it a wide track for aggressive handling. It also has dual airbags and computerized traction control. Introducing the Chrysler LHS. The American luxury car is now in the fast lane.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you.
If there's anyone who can appreciate the Comfort Loom waistband, it's Riddick Bowe.
Here, Daddy.
Thanks, Junior. Fruit of the Loom has woven thousands of softness fibers into a cushion of comfort so gentle on the skin, you can barely feel it.
Feel better now, Daddy?
Much better than the other guy, Junior. Comfort Loom from Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
Hey, Dad. Dad, how big is it really?
Well, son, it's bigger than anything you could ever imagine.
As big as the sky?
It's pretty big.
Bigger than all the planets in the whole galaxy.
You'd have to see it to believe it.
Wow! The Indy 500 must really be out of this world.
Yeah, son. It's the biggest race in the universe.
And now the question is whether she will become the first American to attempt and complete a triple axel jump. We will know that here, whether she tries it or not. Good girl! Oh, Isn't that great? The first time an American, only Midori Ito has completed a triple axel.
There's a fairy tale feeling to women's figure skating. We tend to call them queens rather than champions. If they have flaws, we don't want to know about them. We wonder that such fragile creatures can have such strength and courage out there on the ice, all alone, vulnerable, but unafraid. No one summed up these qualities better than Peggy Fleming, who won 5 national championships, 3 world titles, and an Olympic gold medal. She was the perfect example of the skater as artist when we first saw her at the U.S. Championships in 1964. She was 15 years old. She climaxed her amateur career in 1968. After winning a gold medal at the Olympics, she won again at the World Championships in Geneva, her 3rd world title.
Coming up epitomizes all of her skating. First, a spread eagle. Look at the line of the body. Now a double axel. And another spread eagle.
Peggy Fleming, who had a commanding lead at the end of the school figures. Moving towards the final 30 seconds of her performance.
Watch this combination. First, half loop, 1.5 loop, and a double toe loop.
Many queens of the ice have been crowned on Wide World of Sports in its 32 years. But a quarter century after Geneva, none is better remembered than Peggy Fleming.
Now watch the recoil, Bud. He really lets him have it.
But Wide World has not been all grace and beauty. Not by a long shot. We have found corners of our world that even we didn't know existed. We'll share them with you in a minute.
Wide World of Sports continues with our regular feature on what's new in the world of sports science and technology.
A look behind the scenes as sports and science converge, brought to you by AT&T.
Triathletes and other road cyclists require bicycles that are extremely durable yet lightweight. Many manufacturers produce bicycles with a unibody frame construction, but this design can result in weak frame joints. A new frame, made entirely of strong but light carbon fiber, is comprised of up to 12 parts, both tubing and joint lugs. The tubing can be made with very thin hollow walls, while the joint parts, which require the most strength, are reinforced with extra carbon fiber.
The chief thing about a bicycle frame is that it be as light as possible. But the bike can't be so light that it's fragile so that you have to worry about it. So it has to have a good strength-to-weight ratio and it also has to have a good stiffness-to-weight ratio.
The Optimum Compaction low-void frame weighs less than 3 pounds, but carbon fiber and an advanced bonding technology make it as strong as possible.
They got my hopes way up. I was expecting these big savings, and then they weren't there.
If you're not saving what you expected, maybe you should switch to AT&T. Spend $40 a month and we'll cut 25% off our basic rates to the area code you call most. Plus, 15% off your other calls anytime. It's new, and it means AT&T could now save you more than MCI or Sprint. Just another part of the iPlan. Switch free. 1-800-272-8383.
When you're thirsty, you need a Diet Squirt. Because there's nothing like our refreshing blend of citrus flavors. Give your thirst a Diet Squirt.
When you've got a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning, you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough-actin Tinactin.
Clinically proven Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough-Actin Tinactin.
When I fall in love.
Raquel Welch lights up the screen again in the television adaptation of Judith Krantz's Torch Song.
The network passed. Too old, too drunk.
She was a legendary film star, a princess who'd hit rock bottom.
I hate you!
Until a blue-collar lover rushed in for the rescue.
I'm so glad you found me.
All they want is what they can get out of her.
Raquel Welch, Jack Scalia, Judith Krantz's Torch Song, Sunday.
Sweet memories indeed of 32 years in pursuit of the constant variety of sports.
That's just right. See, that's not a bad little snake, is he?
Our journey has taken us to 54 countries on all 7 continents and to all 50 states. Along the way, we've televised over 125 different sports and covered everything from world and national championships to frog jumping at the Calaveras County Fair. We promised you the constant variety of sport, and we delivered just that.
And he's off. Now jamming on the brakes. The ladder goes down. Good position. Up goes the climber.
100 feet. Coming just as fast as he can. Right about here, he seemed to lose control. Car stops and backs up now, drawing a bead on one of its rivals. And that was a girdle jar. Ann Muchler is a waitress with that big Thunderbird. Might add that she is one of the few competitors who has a sponsor, a local cesspool contractor.
And another demonstration of internal power. Focusing all of his pressure right there on the ice, and he goes through them.
Sounds like Tarzan.
All right. World record number 72 for Vasily Alexeyev.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Look, they're getting far enough up, and those boys are in trouble.
Oh, Yarborough right out of the racetrack.
Oh, my God. George, are you all right?
Yep. Now we go to Vinko Bogatas, the Yugoslavian youngster. He's inexperienced. He fell on his first jump.
A lot of speed in that track. Now look at him! Look at him go! Oh, baby.
What a terrible fall.
If he keeps this up, they'll have to call this town AJ Pittsfield.
Biondi touches at 1:33.22. A new American NCAA record. Lawrence Griffith Joyner blowing away the field.
Cannot be. No one can run that fast.
Wide World of Sports has always searched for exotic new lands and unusual new sports. But no matter where we went or what we saw, our attention has always been drawn to the athletes we've encountered. We were inspired by Dick Hoyt, who challenged the daunting Ironman triathlon for his son Rick, whose spirit was willing, even if his body was not. We were thrilled when American Greg LeMond won France's most treasured event. And our hearts were warmed by the exhilaration of 92-year-old Frances Skinner as her horse Unbridled won the Kentucky Derby. That's the human drama of athletic competition and what Wide World of Sports has been about. Coming up, your top 3 choices: the legendary A.J. Foyt, the incomparable Harlem Globetrotters, and Muhammad Ali.
You're not going to go home and leave this half finished, are you?
I got 6 days, Dad.
Just a reminder that Glidden spread house paints are formulated to cover the first time so you can finish in less time.
I guess you'll be going back early then.
I thought I might stick around for a few days.
Glidden, a better way to paint.
Don't expect me to cook for you.
And right now is the best time to get a great buy on all quality Glidden paints. So hurry in to a participating Glidden retailer near you.
Save big at Goodyear because all Eagles are on sale now. Save big on every racing-inspired Goodyear Eagle and get the Goodyear formula for traction for your performance car. See your Goodyear retailer now.
On May 24th, 1992, the top 3 finishers at the Indianapolis 500, including the winner, Al Unser Jr., all use one particular brand of motor oil. Was it coincidence? No. It was Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. And now the only thing going faster than an Indy car is a case of quality Valvoline motor oil. Because when you buy a case, you'll save $2.40. It's the Valvoline Indy Winter Sale.
Hey, use a spark plug that's tested to fire clean for 30,000 miles. Motorcraft. Motorcraft quality parts. From Ford.
It's a duel at Darlington. One of stock car racing's toughest tracks hosts the second test in the International Race of Champions, Sunday on ABC Sports.
This is Paul Page at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the 3rd day of time trials. Now, when this day began, there were 7 positions waiting to be filled for the Indy 500. 4 have now qualified. Hiro Matsushita into the outside of the 9th row. Crawford, Briard, and Eddie Cheever in the 10th row. There are 3 positions left in the field of 33 for race day. Now, each month of May at the Speedway has its moments, and this month has been no exception. The qualifying for the 77th running of the Indianapolis 500 began a week ago today. 4 laps are complete for Mario Andretti. And for the moment, at least, he is the pole sitter. The speed on the first lap, 2:15.254. That's an 8-mile-an-hour drop from Mario Andretti's 4-lap average.
You waved that lap off. You weren't happy, but you still feel you have a shot at the pole.
Well, we're trying to look for that, so we canceled this one. The car was pushing so bad I couldn't even make the corner.
Averaging 222.379 miles an hour, and that puts him in the middle of the front row, right alongside of the provisional pole sitter, Mario Andretti.
And the green flag is out, and he's out. And Ari Leyenbach is on the pole.
So the front row is set for the 77th running of the Indianapolis 500. On the outside of row 1, the Brazilian, Raul Boesel. Flanking him in the middle of the front row, the 1969 winner of this great race, Mario Andretti. And winning his first ever pole position in IndyCar competition, the Dutchman from Holland, Arie Luyendyk, winner here in 1990.
Scrapes along the wall. Boy, it almost got airborne there for a second.
And coming off the corner, the back end let go this time. It just spun so fast on me, I don't know what happened.
So now on the track, ready to qualify, one of the most heralded rookies to come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in recent years, Nigel Mansell, the reigning World Formula One champion and the current leader in the PPG IndyCar World Series. Now up to P1.
His qualifying effort is only good enough for the middle of row number 3. Nigel Mansell may have come here with World Championship driving credentials, but he's just another rookie here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
After working diligently through the years to build his racing team into respectability, Dale Coyne came to Indianapolis this month of May with 5 race cars, 3 drivers, and great expectations. But after 2 weeks of practice, he's now down to just 2 cars, 3 banged up drivers, and barely a thread of hope of making the race.
And here he is, A.J. Foyt.
You shock us all this morning.
Well, thank you. It's a hard decision, but it comes a time. I don't know.
There were few dry eyes in the Speedway at that moment. A.J. Foyt, who won his first of 4 races in 1961, now will be a full-time car owner taking care of younger and newer drivers. We'll have coverage as practice continues here today of the time trials tomorrow. And then a week from tomorrow, the Indianapolis 500-mile race itself. We'll be back with more of the best of Wide World of Sports after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
We've had O'Blaze for 16 years. I mean, this O'Blaze. My husband uses it for all of his hunting and fishing trips. He and the dog absolutely love that car. Someday, when even AC Delco Parts can't keep it going, we'll just park it out back so he and the dog can sit in it and reminisce.
AC Delco Parts. It's like buying time.
Now through July 5th, save up to $11.60 on AC spark plugs and filters.
Tomorrow morning, get up at 5. Dave, wake up. That's what Dave Thomas does to get everything for Wendy's Garden Spot Salad Bar. He gets the best tomatoes, sweetest bell peppers, crunchiest carrots, vegetables fresh from the farm. Because that's what Wendy's salad do-it-yourselfers love in their salads. Wendy's Garden Spot Salad Bar. You can't make a fresher salad unless you get up with Dave.
Already?
Saturday. It's a hilarious hour of the zaniest commercials ever. Patrick Duffy hosts TV's funniest commercials. Saturday. Oh. Cheers.
The end is here for Hub Furniture in Warren. The final days are upon us. Hub Furniture is going out of business. Yes, the doors will soon be closed forever. Prices are being slashed daily. Hub Furniture would rather sell their quality furniture to you at a loss than have the salvage company come and haul it away. Hub Furniture is pulling out all the stops to move out all remaining inventory. Nothing's being held back. We must liquidate right now. We have no choice. It's the end. These are the final days. We must sell it all right to the bare walls. Hub Furniture's massive going out of business liquidation now in the final days. You must hurry for best selection.
Pittsburgh, legendary for tough steel, is legendary for an even tougher paint. Pittsburgh paints. Paints that smooth on easily, cover completely, and dry quickly to a lasting sheen. You put a lot of pride into your home. Protect it with a paint legendary for toughness. Pittsburgh paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less.
A miraculous crash landing in a Cumberland field. Details at 6.
the globe. Wide World of Sports has indeed lived up to its name, taking us to every corner of the world, from the middle of the Pacific Ocean to the top of the world in Alaska. We've climbed the Great Wall of China and enjoyed skaters on a frozen pond in Moscow. You, the viewers, have voted, and here's your choice for third most popular, a group that has appeared on Wide World for many years. Its name is synonymous with travel and fun.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Meadowlark Lemon, and we are the Harlem Globetrotters.
Since 1973, the Harlem Globetrotters have performed their magic circle on Wide World, each year from a different location. These basketball wizards have included, among others, such players as Marcus Haynes, Curly Neal, and of course, Meadowlark Lemon. And they didn't just play well. They were great fun to watch.
Whoa! That's good, that's good. Wait a minute.
The Globetrotters' ball handling skills have entertained literally millions of people. They were founded in 1927, not in New York City's Harlem, but in the small town of Hinckley, Illinois. The Globetrotters took their show on the road, across the U.S., and eventually around the world. In their travels with us over the years, they've done the magic circle on the White House lawn and treated President Ford to a special demonstration. They've traveled back in time to a ghost town in the Wild West and played in Nashville, home of country western music. They went to Lake Placid, where there wasn't any snow, and twice headed to Florida's Walt Disney World to visit with Mickey and friends. In 1981, the Globetrotters invaded Hollywood. Then, a year later, in New York City, they visited Harlem, which seemed fitting, and danced with the legendary Rockettes. They have ventured underwater in the Bahamas and down under in Australia, where they performed the magic circle in the middle of Sydney Harbor. From Nashville to Hong Kong, the locations have varied widely over the years, as has the personnel. But it's nice to know that some things never change, like their tricks.
All right, how you doing, lady? Hey, let me borrow this purse. Hey, look what I found. Whose purse is this? Hey, what's your name, lady? What's your name, lady?
I'm Yvonne Noble.
Yvonne Noble. Are you the principal here at Crenshaw High?
Yes, I am.
Are you having fun today?
Well, I was until you took my purse.
Well, guess what? The fun has just begun. Hit it! You gotta dance with me now, lady. Come on, you all leave it. Get out of that coat. Get out of that coat. Come here, Miss
The old stolen handbag trick never fails, and not just with the victim. And then there's the infamous water trick.
I want some of that water, and I want it right now. Right now? Right now. He got to get Look out! Hey! Where you going?
No one is safe. It's always a big surprise who gets it. But not everyone takes it so well. Oh, you don't do that around here. He hit Albert the alligator, and Albert fights back.
Hey, up, get him good.
Bobby Hunter's in. Hey, that's a good left.
One referee got extra treatment. The pranks go on and on, led by the team's greatest comedian, Geese Osby. All right. Meadowlark Lemon. Twiggy Sanders. And Sweet Lou Dunbar. A mutual affinity has always existed between children and the Globetrotters. They're probably their greatest fans. But the Globies don't just score points on the court. In 1976, they made a historic trip to Attica Prison, 2 years after the tragic uprising there. In 1984, they brought their magic to Shanghai in the People's Republic of China. Hurricane Hugo hit St. Croix in 1989, not long before we were to go there with the Globetrotters. The show was moved. They went anyway.
They survived it. It says a lot. You got it.
And last April, another disaster, the Los Angeles riots. Earlier this year, on their latest mission of goodwill, the Globetrotters met with gang members in South Central Los Angeles and sang a song of hope, which we've all heard so many times before.
My New Year's revolution is to knock out that big ugly bear, shake up the whole world in 1964, and talk no more.
You can't see gasoline vapors, but they are very dangerous. Gasoline is a motor fuel, not a cleaner. Don't put your family in danger by using gasoline indoors, and keep it away from your children. If you use gasoline in your home, your dreams for the future can change in a flash. Keep gasoline tightly sealed and away from your children, because what you can't see can kill you.
It looks like the coach is really mad now. Look at you! You're dull! You're rusty! I've seen you outperformed in the rain, the snow. You haven't had one good season yet. It's gonna be different. You're gonna get tough. Rust Tough. You know why? Because Rust Tough has a unique fast-drying formula with rust inhibitors that form a tough, hard-nosed defense against rust. Look at you now. You're tough. You're gonna shine. No runs, no drips, no... Got rust? Get tough. Rust Tough.
When you're thirsty, you need a squirt. Because there's nothing like our refreshing blend of citrus flavors. Give your thirst a squirt.
When you've got a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning, you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough-actin Tinactin.
Clinically proven Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough-actin Tinactin.
If there's anyone who can appreciate the Comfort Loom waistband, it's Riddick Bowe.
Here, Daddy.
Thanks, Junior. Fruit of the Loom has woven thousands of softness fibers into a cushion of comfort so gentle on the skin, you can barely feel it.
Feel better now, Daddy?
Much better than the other guy, Junior. Comfort Loom from Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
Sunday, we've got nothing to hide as we bring you an endless assortment of wild and wacky hijinks. It's a bountiful bevy of birds, beasts, babies, balloons, and bozos. It's time to feel really refreshed with a special 1 hour of America's funniest home videos. Sunday.
Sea Hero captured the Derby. Prairie Bayou won the Preakness. Now these two champions meet in horse racing's toughest test. The Belmont Stakes live June 5th on ABC Sports.
The second choice of our viewers was Muhammad Ali. And a little less than a year ago, Ali was honored here at Madison Square Garden's Walk of Fame. And deservedly so. Loved and revered around the world as perhaps no other athlete ever, Ali's walk through life has transcended his sport.
He was born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., and even as a teenager, he was something special. Winning the gold medal in Rome in 1960, then immediately turning pro, making his mark with both his fists and his mouth.
I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat. If you like to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny.
Sonny was the supposedly invincible heavyweight champion Sonny Liston. But when Clay, a 7-1 underdog, made him quit on his stool, there was a new champion and a new era dawned in boxing. Now known as Muhammad Ali, he dominated the heavyweight division, including this fight against Cleveland Williams, where Muhammad was at his absolute peak in an awesome display of speed and power. He was head and shoulders above all others in his class, except when he considered taking on basketball star Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, gentlemen, I must
and cut that beard off because I'm not fighting billy goats.
That was a lighthearted Ali. But 1 month later, the most serious controversy of his career, as Ali refused to step forward for military induction. Ali's license was revoked and his title stripped, but a comeback was inevitable.
It was down this hallway here at Madison Square Garden where Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier made their way to the ring for the first of their epic battles. Muhammad Ali was coming off a 3.5-year forced retirement because of a draft-dodging conviction, which had been overturned. Joe Frazier was the reigning heavyweight champion, and both were undefeated. Each was out to prove that he was the best. That fight was something to remember because I was here. It was magic, and it lived up to its billing as the fight of the century.
Most were wondering if the time out of the ring had robbed Ali of his skills. But in training, Muhammad appeared in terrific shape and started the fight quickly, winning the early rounds. But by round 11, Frazier's relentless pressure had turned the fight his way, and in the key moment of the fight, hurt Muhammad and staggered him for the first time. Ali proved his tremendous fighting art that night by just surviving that round. In the 15th and final round, Ali again gave a courageous performance when another classic Frazier left hook would drop him for a short count. Ali's first loss was sealed, and people wondered if the years in exile had finished him forever. Ali fought on, and 3 years later, he signed to meet now ex-champion Frazier in a rematch. The week before the fight, this bizarre scene in our Wide World studio as they met to analyze the first fight.
He gonna bring up the hospital. What difference? Why'd you bring up the hospital? I went to the hospital for
Why you figure on me?
I went to the hospital for 10 minutes.
Why you think I'm ready?
Man, you know, sit down. Sit down, man. Sit down, Joe.
Why you think I'm making?
Sit down, Joe. Huh? Sit down quick.
Why you think I'm making?
The brothers are here.
You doing this too?
No. Sit down quick, Joe.
Well, we're having a scene, as you can see, and it's hard to tell whether it's clowning or for real between the two fighters. This kind of thing has been going on all along in terms of promotion of the fight, and this time it seems to be for real, because Joe Frazier is really angry.
We've got a minute left to go in round two. Round two.
Come on, Joe! Referee Perez separates the fighters. Ali continues to move, as you can see. Joe coming at him. Much the same as in the early rounds of the first fight. And that was a good right. Joe was staggered there. Joe is backing off for the first time in the fight. He was hurt by that right of Ali's. Referee Tony Perez separates the fighter, calls for the end of the round, but I didn't hear a bell. Bertie Pacheco takes out Muhammad Ali's mouthpiece, and now referee Perez calls them back to finish the round. A confusing incident, but that's the way it is. The bell for round two.
Ali captured the unanimous decision, setting up his fight against the new champion George Foreman. Most feared for Ali's safety in the ring, but another amazing chapter was still to be written.
Ali now taking advantage as Foreman tapers bent, and quickly a combination. All right, finally sending up. Foreman down. This is almost incredible. Foreman down. He seems able to get up. He's getting word from his corner. He is up. Too late. It's over. Muhammad Ali, with an 8th round knockout, recaptures the heavyweight championship of the world.
When you're thirsty, you need a Diet Squirt. Because there's nothing like our refreshing blend of citrus flavors. Give your thirst a Diet Squirt.
There are places you can go where birds aren't the only ones that fly. And fish aren't the only ones underwater. Where you can take a ride in the wild, or just a wild ride. But if you go to any of the Busch Gardens or SeaWorld parks, bring your sense of adventure and your Visa card. Because every one of these parks will take your breath away, but none will take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
I definitely make the best burgers. I flip them really gently. Smells come up and the juices drip down. Wait, it's not done. Done.
A1. It's how burgers are done.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, Desonex. Killing those grungy fungi before they get cracking and burning. Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
Save big at Goodyear because all Eagles are on sale now. Save big on every racing-inspired Goodyear Eagle and get the Goodyear formula for traction for your performance car. See your Goodyear retailer now.
This month, ABC brings you a week of specials starting Monday. TV's hottest shows and the biggest stars finally get the honor they deserve. It's the first time ever, the American Television Awards. Then, on Tuesday, Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters bring back the moments that have touched your life. The 15th anniversary edition of 2020. And on Wednesday, daytime stars hit prime time.
And the Emmy goes to?
Walt Willey and Susan Lucci host the Daytime Emmy Awards live. 3 incredible nights starting Monday.
As hard fought as the first two bouts have been, the third was to become a classic. The scenario was different. Ali was the champion. He had knocked out George Foreman the year before, and Joe Frazier was the proud ex-champion, trying to regain his title. Many fight fans call it the most exciting battle ever, and Ali remembers it as close to death as I can imagine. It was indeed the thriller in Manila.
There's Ali actually showing, and the mouthpiece went from the right leg. The mouthpiece went, you saw it fly out. Ali is now really giving it to Frazier. Frazier's in trouble. Both fighters tired, but look at Ali. You wonder where he gets it from. Moving on the toes now. Joe trying to get at Ali. Ali covering. Ali scoring again to the face. This has been a stalwart performance by Joe Frazier and an astonishing performance, I think, by Ali. Ali scoring again to the Frazier face. Joe trying to come back with the left, but Ali covering. Ali face a sitting duck by way of a target for Ali. And Joe is clearly having trouble with his vision. Less than a minute left in the 14th round, and Ali is giving it to him again. And Joe can't answer back. His swings are wild. Ali in total command. You see it there. It's repetitious now. The crowd sensing again, as they did in the 13th round, the kill. The noise tremendous. Ali careful, working the opponent over. Look at that. Left and then the right. Ali holding on. Padilla quickly on that left glove again. Less than 10 seconds in an overwhelming round for Muhammad Ali. But Frazier still on his feet. Still on his feet. Ali to his corner. Frazier to his corner. Ali tired, but clearly in command of this fight. Eddie Futch leaning over his fighter. Look at Frazier's eyes. Frazier saying no. First saying, I can't see. I can't see. That's what he told Eddie Futch. Futch over him. Futch doesn't want the fighter to go on, telling the referee. Joe Frazier is in his corner, on the stool. Look at Ali getting ready to go out. Now he realizes Frazier will not come out. Muhammad Ali is still the heavyweight champion of the world. Joe Frazier's gloves being cut, slid open, taken off. Frazier, an indomitable warrior who could not make it for the 15th round. Ali, fatigued, but still the heavyweight champion of the world. What a fight!
And what a man. Muhammad Ali, who thrilled and brought joy to so many, will forever be etched into our minds, as in his own words, the greatest.
I believe a boastful mean a person who thinks they can do something when they can't. See, I know I can do it, and I have done it.
You'll be shocked, you'll be laughing, and you will know that beyond the shadow of a doubt, I am still the greatest of all time.
I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fat, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
Susie Hamilton, U.S. middle distance runner.
What was good enough yesterday just isn't good enough today. You can't hang on to old victories. That's what performance is all about. That's why I like this stuff so much. It's not the old way of doing things. Shampoo and conditioner in one, Pert Plus. It gives me the results I'm after. Soft, manageable hair with not a lot of fuss. Who needs the old way of getting there?
Pert Plus, also in dandruff control.
A mid-sized Dodge Dakota with an optional 230-horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get $500 cash back on new Dodge Dakotas.
It was my first serious dinner at his family's. There's so much food.
This is Greg's favorite dish.
And my first serious heartburn. And I learned some things.
Oh no, these are different. Tums has calcium.
Most antacids don't. Of all these, the only one that helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day is Tums.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums.
Dear Thompsons, anticipating spring rains, I treated my redwood lawn furniture with Thompson's Water Seal waterproofer. My brother-in-law Lewis used a different brand on his redwood gates. Then the rains came.
Of all leading brands, only Thompson's Water Seal waterproofer passes all federal waterproofing specs.
After the most intense rain in almost 100 years, my furniture was like new. That's great. His gates actually swelled shut. Thompson's has no match. Sincerely, Lowell Salzer.
Why do you get great service from a MetLife rep? He's got terrific follow-through, answering tough questions. He's fast when it comes to paying claims. He's got lots of drive and power. And he makes neat saves when the going gets rough. It all adds up to Advantage, MetLife. Get Met. It pays.
Men who test the limits of speed are a mystery to the average person. Why do they do it? Why risk death on a regular basis? Why endure painful injuries and suffer the loss of departed friends? Why not choose a different sport with a less final result for one small mistake? We have wandered along with you and have tried to explore the psyches of those men who push the limits. They have come from every continent and every sort of background. Your number one choice from our list of 10 is a tough Texan named A.J. Foyt. He was born in the heart of Texas in 1935 and started to race while still a youngster. We saw him win his first Indy 500 in 1961, and were there when he won his record fourth in 1977. We watched him win on dirt tracks, and the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1967. And we were there in 1972 when he became the first and only driver to win Indy, Le Mans, and the Daytona 500. AJ's career appeared to come to an end in September 1990 when he suffered serious injuries. The front of his car was ripped away in a high-speed crash. But he endured the pain of rehabilitation because the roar of the crowd at Indy is like food and drink to AJ. It has sustained him in a 5-decade career. Foyt's most dramatic victory at Indianapolis came in 1967. For the first time in history, the 500 was postponed for a day because of rain. And as the 33 drivers prepared for the start, pent-up tension was everywhere. On that day, experience would be served.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
The field moving off now, the mechanics off the track, falling in line behind the pace car. Soon this race will be underway. On that unprecedented second day start, Parnelli Jones in his revolutionary new jet turbine car took the lead as he had done the day before. That was the start, but the finish would be different. We continue to see the dawn of a new era here in Indianapolis as the turbine-powered car, driven by Parnelli Jones, moves out to a most comfortable lead over the rest of the field. Powerful, almost completely silent, this really captured the fancy of almost 250,000 people gathered here. Second place right now is Dan Gurney, and there's A.J. Foyt in third position. The 1967 Indianapolis 500 will soon be history. We're in the closing laps now, and Parnelli Jones has opened up a tremendous lead over second place A.J. Foyt. There you see it, Parnelli 53 seconds ahead. That turbine car breezing along with the breeze. Save fuel. Now adhere to Foyt, Jones may pit. Now what could those mean?
Well, actually, it's possible they are somewhat concerned about the amount of fuel he has. However, they don't look concerned. I suspect they want him just to slow down a little bit, take it easy, and save that automobile.
Looked like the Granatelli brothers were combing their hair for victory lane there. That was A.J. Foyt going by, and Parnelli very close to him, almost lapping him. And the crowd now just waiting for victory lane and all that goes with it. Let's see, Parnelli must be taking a save fuel sign seriously. He was a lot closer.
He ought to be coming by.
Parnelli Jones with this. Roger, I think something's wrong. Something has happened. Something has happened to the lead car. I don't know what it can be. Something's happened. Here he is.
Parnelli Jones is coasting, coming around the number 4 turn. Possible he could be out of fuel.
High confusion in the Granatelli pits. They didn't know whether to run or stay.
Certainly something you wouldn't have suspected.
A.J. Foyt just went past and saw it, and there he is waving to his pit crew. Unbelievable chaos here. It looks like A.J. Foyt, and we better start talking about him, is going to be the winner here. All he has to do is negotiate each of these 4 turns one more time, and it's all over. Will win his third Indianapolis 500, a great comeback after last year's disappointing season for him.
Well, he drove a great race. He just stayed in there all day long. British team, and there's an accident in the front straightaway.
There's 2, 3, 4 cars. Where's Foyt? I don't know whether he can get through or not.
Hitting the wall, bouncing back across the straightaway.
Foyt's only got a couple hundred yards to go, but where is he? There he is.
He's going to get through.
A.J. Foyt will win the Indianapolis 500 in an incredible, thrilling finish. Yes, A.J. had become the first driver to win the world's greatest race 4 times. Last week, at age 58, 32 years after we first saw him in the first month of ABC's Wide World of Sports, A.J. Foyt took a final lap at Indy. There was no race, no trophy, just a fond farewell. A.J. Foyt had retired. So A.J. retired just about a week now. And you have been voted #1. It's all kind of appropriate that it all comes together. What's your reaction?
Well, it's an awful big honor to be voted #1, and naturally I'm happy the fans saw it that way, because I've tried to give the fans back 110% all the years I raced, and the fans is what's made A.J. Foyt.
You did it that day in 1967. What do you remember about that crash on the final lap?
Well, the final lap, I felt like I had the race won when I come off before, and this big wall of smoke and cars going everywhere. I put the brakes on hard as I possibly could without getting in trouble, and then I dropped it in second gear and kind of wiggled my way through, and I just couldn't believe when I saw the checkered flag. It was just like a dream come true.
It's all finally come to an end on the race course for you. What will you miss the most?
Most thing I'm going to miss is the fans, because the fans is what made A.J. Foyt.
You've always made that very clear, and now you know exactly what they think about you. Congratulations again. And Frank, it's been a long, long journey, hasn't it, since we first came to Indy 32 years ago? And the journey continues.
Well, Jim, over those 32 years, what was it about A.J., Ali, Evil, and the others that makes our memories of them so enduring? True, their accomplishments are beyond compare. But then again, we have always wanted you viewers to come to know these champions, to bring you the human drama of their remarkable achievements, for you to be able to feel the vitality, their charm, and their inner drive to succeed that has entertained, amazed, and inspired us all. Jim and I have really enjoyed reliving these memories. We hope you have too, and we look forward to more memorable moments to come.
This is Paul Page at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where moments ago Robbie Gordon, driving for A.J. Foyt, went out and then waved off his run. Then the second A.J. Foyt car, driven by John Andretti, qualified as the fastest qualifier of the day on the Valvoline speed chart into the outside of the 9th row at 221.7 miles an hour. We'll have coverage of the final day of time trials tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern here on ABC Sports.
Tomorrow on ABC Sports, the world's best drivers face two very different challenges. First, from the Brickyard. It's the final day of qualifying at the Indianapolis 500 Time Trials Live. Then, driving's ultimate test continues with race #2 of the International Race of Champions. In 2 weeks, Wide World of Sports features the final jewel of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge. Kentucky Derby champion Sea Hero and Preakness winner Prairie Bayou go head-to-head in the Belmont Stakes Live. Plus, from the American Championship Racing Series, the Nassau County Handicap. Now stay tuned for your local news and world news Saturday over most of these ABC stations. ABC's Wide World of Sports has been brought to you by Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Formula, the brand to trust for all your waterproofing needs. By Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers, the best hamburgers and a whole lot more. And by MetLife. Get Met, it pays. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Promotional fee has been paid to ABC Sports by United Airlines. Come enjoy United's renowned international service, non-stop to London's Heathrow from 6 U.S. cities. Come fly the friendly skies.
It's farewell to television's groundbreaking drama.
I'm going to go to Europe, Becca.
Will I ever see